Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, let's make a coconut pie. We're going to start off with just a frozen pie crust, and we're going to let it fall just a little bit and poke little holes in the bottom so when you bake it, it doesn't puff up, and that way the pie crust stays flat for when you put your filling inside. Now, this is a recipe that I've used for a long time. I've taken it from a Betty Crocker recipe book that I got when I first got married. So you're going to start off with a 3/4 cup of sugar and a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. You're going to whisk that up just a little bit, and then you're going to measure out 3 cups of milk. Then you're going to slowly add your milk to your sugar and flour mixture on the stove. Turn the heat up to a medium-high heat and slowly add your milk as you whisk. You want to incorporate all that sugar and flour in with the milk and get it all smooth. And you're going to cook that on medium-high heat until it becomes thicker and bubbly. And once it gets to that point, you're going to turn your stove heat down to about medium-low and cook that until it's bubbly and thickened, and you're going to cook that for about 2 minutes. And while that is on my eye, I'm keeping a close eye on it, but I'm going to separate my eggs. It's going to take 4 eggs. You want to separate the yolk from the white, and you're going to save the white part of the egg to make your meringue later on. So when I separate an egg, I just crack it and just kind of go back and forth with the yolk, letting the white part fall into another cup. My angle on this shot was not quite as good as I had wanted, but I hope you can tell how I'm separating eggs. Maybe you know how, some people might not, I don't know, but it's something that it takes a little bit of practice. They have little gadgets that help you separate, but I don't have one of those. Anyway, you're going to bring your milk mixture to that bubbly state and cook it for 2 minutes, stirring continuous during that 2 minutes. You don't want, at this point, will scorch very easily. So you don't want anything turning brown on the bottom or getting stuck. So once you get to that point, you're going to take about a cup of the hot mixture and whisk it into your egg mixture into your eggs. You want to temper those eggs slowly so they don't just scramble up on you. And you have scrambled eggs in your pie. That's not a good texture at all for me. Not in a pie. Add just a little bit more of your milk and sugar mixture. Temper those eggs, get that whisk in good, and then you're going to just add that right back in to the pudding mixture on the stove. You're going to bring that up to a nice little bubble and cook that for 2 more minutes. Pretty much stirring continuously. You still don't want to scorch it at this point. And then once you have done that, you're going to add a tablespoon of butter and 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I want to say this recipe, you could add chocolate here, like a 1/2 cup of cocoa at this point, but here you're going to add, for a coconut pie, you're going to add 1 cup of coconut. This is just the flaked sweetened coconut you get in the grocery store. And once you have that all mixed together, you're going to transfer this pudding mixture into your pie crust and let that cool. So while this is cooling, after you've got all of that scraped out of your pan, and of course somebody's going to have to lick that spatula, but we won't say who did that. Anyway, we're going to make our meringue now. So add the whites of 4 eggs to your bowl, turn on your whisk in your mixer on high, and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and slowly add 4 tablespoons of sugar. You also would be very good to add a half teaspoon of cream of tartar. I was out. I don't know where mine is. I think I let someone borrow it, and then haven't replaced it, or I've misplaced it. But it helps stabilize your egg whites so they don't deflate after you put it on the pie. But here they are. You mix until you can turn that bowl over and there is no movement. You just get soft peaks and it doesn't fall. Spread that onto your pie, over to the edges. And once you get all that done, you're going to just pop that back in the oven under a high broiler until it turns just a little bit brown. You want to keep an eye on that the whole entire time you're doing that, or you will burn it. Trust me, I know from experience. You get sidetracked cleaning up and you forget all about that pie in the oven, and it doesn't take very long, just a couple of minutes if your broiler is nice and hot. There it is, all nice and brown. We're going to slice it up and have this for dessert tonight. I've not made a coconut pie in a long time. It's one of my dad's favorites. Of course, he's like me. He likes sweets. He likes anything coconut, and this is one of our favorites. So one of my biggest fans told me this morning that his TV will not work without a snack in front of him. So Donnie, here, I'm going to give it a try. Look, my TV's working just fine. Hey, y'all, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Give me some likes and comments, and I'll see you next time.